What if everything you think you know about yourself is a lie? Imagine living a life where your thoughts and emotions don't control you, where you are not defined by the constant chatter in your mind. It sounds impossible, but it's the key to true freedom. You wake up, go through your day, think your thoughts, feel your emotions, and everything seems normal. But here's the question: who is experiencing all of this? If your mind is constantly generating thoughts, worries, and judgments, who is the one listening? Most people never question this. They assume the voice in their head is them. But is it? The moment you start investigating, something strange happens. Most people believe they are in control of their minds, but if that were true, why does it often feel like the mind controls them? Have you ever noticed that you don't choose your thoughts? They just appear, some familiar, some random, and some completely unwanted. You don't decide to think about something, it happens automatically. And sometimes it feels like your mind is your worst enemy. You want to focus, but thoughts distract you. You want to be happy, but doubts creep in. You want to sleep, but your brain won't shut up. So the real question is, if you were truly in control, why can't you simply decide to be calm, peaceful, and happy all the time? It's because the you think you are isn't you. Most people live trapped inside their thoughts, believing them to be real. But thoughts are not reality. They are just stories, narratives that shape how we feel, how we react, and how we see ourselves. Yet, we treat them as truth. Imagine sitting in a quiet room doing nothing. But suddenly, a thought pops up. What if I mess up? Nothing has happened, but instantly, you feel stressed. Your heartbeat speeds up. Did that thought predict the future? Did it change reality? Did it deserve the reaction it triggered? No, but it controlled you because you believed it. That's the power of thoughts. What if you could see them for what they are? Just passing clouds in the sky, noise in the background, stories that only have power if you listen. The reason most people suffer isn't because of reality, but because of the stories their mind tells them about reality. If a stranger looks at you funny, your mind might tell you they think you're weird or that you've done something wrong. But is any of that true? Maybe they were just lost in thought, had a bad day, or didn't notice you at all. But because you believed the story your mind created, you felt bad. The mind is like an overprotective friend, constantly trying to prepare you for the worst-case scenarios. But it often creates problems that don't even exist. The more you buy into these stories, the more trapped you become. So what's the way out? It starts with realizing that you are not your thoughts. You are the observer of them. As you listen to this, there's a voice in your head commenting on everything. That voice isn't you. You are the one listening to it. Once you recognize this, you gain something most people don't have: choice. You can choose to ignore thoughts that bring you down. You can choose to let go of narratives that don't serve you. You can stop living inside the mind and start living in the present. Life doesn't happen in your thoughts. It happens right now. The illusion doesn't break just because you notice it. It keeps pulling you back in. Why? Because the mind has been running on autopilot for years. The patterns, reactions, and endless loops have been reinforced over and over. So even when you start seeing thoughts for what they are, they don't stop. They keep coming, trying to pull you back into their world, whispering, seducing you into believing them again. This is where most people fall back into the trap. They think they get it now, that thoughts aren't them. But then, a bad day comes, an old memory resurfaces, or a worry about the future creeps in, and suddenly, they're pulled back into identification. They forget. They believe the thoughts again. They feel consumed by emotions. They act like they never saw through it in the first place. Waking up from the illusion isn't a one-time thing. It's a practice, a constant remembering. Self-awareness isn't something you achieve. It's a habit. It's the ability to catch yourself over and over, not just when things are easy, but even in the hardest moments. When you can notice the illusion in real time, that's when you start living differently, not controlled by emotions, not trapped in unnecessary suffering, and not stuck in an endless cycle of reacting. You move through life with clarity, and that clarity changes everything. Thoughts are just patterns, emotions are just energy, and reactions are just conditioned habits. So, what is real? Who is the one behind all of this? Something is still here. Something that is watching the thoughts but isn't the thoughts.